Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be here doing a ReZero Maids deck profile. So this is going to be targeted towards those budget builders or if someone's quote unquote poverty, because card games take money and sometimes you don't have the money you would like to spend on your hobbies. Um, and if you like the characters, obviously you want to make a deck for them. So I'm going to be saying that if you listen to the suggestions offered, you can probably make a deck around the $50 mark, and we'll also discuss alternate options and potentially the pricier cards that can be played if you do have the budget for those. So yeah, let's start. So first up would be what I consider the core level zeros. It's what I would play in almost any Maids build. So I would consider these Suiciders. So I would say at least a 3 of, but I prefer 4 because this is just an amazing card. It's a level 0 bomb, and you can also discard 1 card and send this card from your stage to the waiting room to salvage any thing in your waiting room. So it's very good. Oh my bad, it salvages a magic or weapon character, I believe. Yeah, but that's like most of the set anyways. So very good card, has utility late game, it's free. This is probably the most expensive R in the set, I wouldn't doubt, but just really good to have. And next we have a few of these Ram Brainstorms. So every deck kind of needs to have a milling engine, so Brainstorms are important. These give you pluses. It salvages anything in the waiting room for every Climax hit and only rests itself. Also has a bond to a 2/1 Rem that I do play and will show later. So then after will be some level zeros that I'm playing but may not be the best of options, or you can fill them in with other things. So first off are these back rows, 1 of the Rem Global 5 and 2 of the Rams. I like the Rams better because of the scrying effect. It has a nice interaction with the level 3 I play, and it's also a CX discard outlet, which is helpful at times. This Rem's also pretty good though, since it does give the extra power boost, which is relevant sometimes to help wall your opponent out, and it has the milling utility on play. So the reason why I say these are situational though is because this deck is already really tight on back row space, and a lot of times, like, even though these are all good cards, obviously you don't really have the room to play them, because I generally prefer to have one of the Brainstorm, and I am playing the Demon Rem combo, so you have the back row that the Demon Rem goes into, so you just don't have space for these a lot of times, even though they are good cards. And then next we have 3 of these oversized 4K Rems. These are fine oversized, really easy condition at 0, doesn't really do anything to you, but I hate playing this at the later stages of the game. Not being able to counter is just sometimes really huge, so you could probably play this in a more standardized bait build too, but I wouldn't play 3, maybe 2, yeah. Just depends on how you see it, because I really hate playing this later. And then for last we have 3 of the Felt Runners. So people are going to be like, this isn't a maid card, is this synergy with the deck? So I think this is the best 0 to play outside of any of the other Ram zeros, obviously bar the ones with a pricier tag. And the only 2 cards that really interact with this that may have negative effects are the level 3, which checks top for Ram and burns equals to X level, but this is level 0 anyways, so you're not going to be burning anything even if this was a Ram card. And the other one's obviously the check top for the Demon Ram combo, which is the downside these runners have, but mill runners are just obviously a good profile in general, and I just like playing this over any of the other Ram zeros there are. So like I said, if you do have the budget, obviously pick up 4 of the Rem keys that are double Rs, and 2 to 3 of the TD Rems that gives power on play and also can hand fix for you. So obviously you'll probably take these out first, unless you actually think the runner has advantages that these other cards don't bring you. But yeah, I will cut some of these for the rookies and the top checks. Depends on how you see it. Yeah, next up would be the level 1. There are different options at level 1. I'll show you mine and then we could talk about the others. So I'm playing these common rams that interact with each other. So this ram on play, you can check up to top 2 cards of your deck, and if there is any of this 1/0 ram in there, you can play it to any slot on your stage and then send the rest to a waiting room. So even if you miss, it's still milling utility. And second effect, if you have this 1/0 ram on the stage during your turn, when it attacks, I believe, it gets 2 key power. Right? Yeah. And it also gives all of these rams 1k. And these rams give these rams 1k. And if you have these rams on the field, at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can stand one of these, and switch their positions. So you could trigger this even if in the back row. So you can kind of build up a wall with these cards, and this can potentially get you a +1. So this is level 1 I prefer playing. The other options are, let me find it here. There's these 1065 oversized rams. You can consider playing these. Maybe if you play other level 1 rams, you can splash these in with them, like the level 1 ram combo. I don't believe that combo is very good, so I don't play it, but it is very cheap. It's like a $1 double R or something. So you could consider that. There's also obviously the Roswell and the 1/1 rams that you can consider playing, but I just like this lineup. It's very fun, and it's also, they're all common, so it fits the budget build theme. And next up we have 2 of these rams. They look exactly like the other 1/0 ram almost, but they're different. So on play, if you have 2 or more other ram or ram characters, you can draw 1 card and then discard 1 card. And then when you play the Demon Ram CX, you can pay 3 stocks, send this to a waiting room, and change it into a 2/2 Demon Ram. So this lets you get out your Demon Ram at level 1, and lets you have early access to the back row that the Demon Ram changes into. So even if you don't have the 3 stock for the effect, which is understandable because that is quite a hefty cost at level 1, so a lot of times you won't be able to get it. At worst, it's still a draw 1, pitch 1, which is a hand fix, and it's really nice. I guess I'll just say it right now. My ratios for Demon Ram are 2 of this, 2 Demon Rams, and 2 of the level 3. I haven't done extensive testing with it yet, but the times I have tried, the ratio was sometimes a bit low for my liking. Like sometimes I'd have a bunch of cards I want in the waiting room stuck at the bottom few cards of my deck. I couldn't get some of the combo off, but I'm gonna have to do more testing with that to find out if it was just bad luck or maybe I actually do need to fix the ratios. So then we have 3 of these rem counters. It's a 1/1 500 base plus 500 for every rem or ram on your field. So these will be 3k with a full field. Just the counter you play. It's pretty big. Helps you wall. And then level 2s. So like I said, I'm playing 2 of the Demon Rams. So for those of you who don't know what this does, it is probably the main engine of the deck. So it gets only trait on your field. It's a 2/2 14k power. And when you play the Pants Ram Climax, which is this one, and when it attacks with the Climax in play, you can check the top card of your deck for Rem or Ram or Subaru. And if it's one of those cards, you can choose a level 3 or lower character in your opponent's back row and send it to the waiting room. And during your encore phase, this card gets sent to the waiting room. And when this card is sent to the waiting room, you can discard 1 card and then clock 1 damage from the top of your deck, and it changes into this level 3 Rem, which we will go over later. So yeah, I believe it is the mainstay of the deck. I'm only playing 2 because it is a 2/2, and since it being a level 2 combo, sometimes at level 1 you should be able to get this, but like I said, ratios aren't set. I haven't done extensive testing. Might want to play more. If you have space, that is. And then next, for level 2s, I'm also playing 2 of these tier 1 Rems that the Brainstorm bonds into. So the idea behind playing 2 of these is because I'm also playing the Stock Soul Climax. So what this card does is on play, you can discard the Stock Soul Climax from your hand to the waiting room and search 2 magic or weapon characters from your deck. And this card also, when it gets reversed by your opponent's character that has higher level than their own level, you can send that character to the bottom of their deck. So it's a anti-level bomb and also pseudo climax combo with these climaxes, I guess. And the reason I'm playing these is because I'm playing the Priscilla counter, and the idea is you would play this to pitch this and search this from your deck. And this Priscilla counter is you can pay for stock and discard one weapon or magic character from your hand and rest one of your opponent's characters. So it's a character tap counter, albeit with an expensive cost, but these stock souls can help you get the stock required for this effect, since none of my level 3s that I'm playing actually require Climax. Alternatively, you don't have to play these. You can play the Ram Gates with the Ram level 3. I'm just testing these for now. I'm not sure how good they are. Probably get back on that. Yeah, but these can be gates if you want. Gates can also salvage this from your waiting room, and it combos with the level 3 Ram if you choose to play that. I don't think, like personally, to me, that level 3 Ram is a pretty subpar card, but the deck doesn't have that many options anyways, so if you want to, it is one of your only options for level 3. Yeah. So since I don't play the level 3 Rams that combos with the gate, what I am playing are 4 of these. So it's a rare, and that makes it a lot cheaper. So what it is if you have, was it 2 or 3? Oh, I think if it was all of your characters were Ram and Ram, it gets 1k power, and then when it attacks, you could check the top card of your deck if it's a Rem or Ram or Roswell, and burn X equals to the card's level. So everything in the deck except for your Climaxes and 16 zeros are burn targets. Oh, except for the Priscilla counter. But the idea with the deck is that you should be searching the counter of your deck if you can, if it's not already outside, which if it already is out, then it doesn't matter for these cards. So it burns everything outside of the level 0s, which is roughly half the deck, so decent ratio. And the second effect, when you reverse your opponent's card, you can pay 1 stock and send that card to the top card of your deck, which potentially lets you get in more damage. It's not the best card, but these are really cheap, and they're probably the best finisher option outside of the level 3 Ram combo I mentioned. So 4 out of 4 consistency. And then next we play 2 of the Demon Ram change targets. So what it does is when it's played from hand onto stage or changed into from the Demon Ram, you can draw up to 2 and then discard 2 cards from your hand and then blind stock 1 from the top card of your deck. It gives all Ram Subaru in front of it 2k power and hexproof. And at the end of your turn, you can send the Demon Ram Pants Climax from your stage to the waiting room and add the top card of your clock to your hand. So it's a heal to hand. But do note that even if you have multiples of these out, because of the condition that it needs, which is to send the Climax from your field to a waiting room, you can only trigger 1 of these per turn. So I'm only playing 2 because, like I said, you get the most value from the first one, and the second one you can consider playing if you need that power or hexproof in the late game, but it's generally not as value. So most of the time you'll have 1 and the Brainstorm. That's why I feel like the back row should be in this deck. And then finally, the last cards for level 3, I'm playing 2 of the level 3 Rems. So obviously this isn't a budget option, but these are very easy to place. I just happen to have these, so I'm playing them, but obviously they're not cheap. And I would suggest what you would just do is take these 2 out and then play 1 more of this and 1 more Demon Rem. Or you can, like I said, play the Rams, which is like $5 double R, so it's not too bad. But yeah, like, just play these if you're strapped for money. I just happen to have these, so I'm playing them. Obviously, the Climaxes, we have the 4 Pants triggers and the 4 stock souls. Like I said, these can be gates if you want. You don't have to play the stock soul. I'm just testing these right now. As for results, I haven't played enough games to actually say. So probably I'll probably write something about it later if I do figure it out. Yeah, and that's it. So if you don't play these level 3 rems and you don't want to get the Riki or the TD top checker rem, this deck should be very affordable. Everything's almost like half the cards are rares and everything else is under, so it should be around a $50 deck. And if you do have the budget, obviously I recommend 4 Rikis and 2 or 3 of the TD rem top checkers. They make your level 0s a lot better. And 2 of these healers are nice too, because like the thing with this is it gets super big with your Demon Rem assist out. Like this gives these 2k power and hexproof, so your opponent can't anti-change these. And this gets 1k per every marker, and every time you reverse something, you can choose a magical weapon in your waiting room and put it under this as a marker. So sometimes you can get pretty insane compression from this combo. But one thing you do have to watch out for is that while this is hexproof and your opponent can't anti-change this, they can certainly anti-change your back row if they so choose to. So you still have to be careful of that, but anti-change counters are pretty expensive, and if they're not floating on resource or stock, they might not even want to do that. Because like losing this isn't the biggest of deals, it hurts, but when you hit level 3, you can just play another one, or if you have a Demon Rem out on the same turn, you could just play it back with your Demon Rem, and this like heals the cost of the change for the Demon Rem, so it's not too bad. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the profile. I hope it was helpful. Like I said, I haven't done too much testing with this yet. I just got it recently. Yeah, and see you next time.